Yo, welcome to another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. Picture evidence from the old days may show that R. Kelly, Jay-Z and Diddy Combs were in fact friends, until the power struggle started, which saw them compete with each other in ways that would turn out detrimental to their relationship. Considering R. Kelly's legal ordeals were largely triggered by the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, which was a project championed by Sony and Jay-Z's right-hand woman and beneficiary from his generous funding Dream Hampton, many do believe that the king of rap Jay-Z in fact did have something to do with R. Kelly's current legal ordeals. Whether the king of rap is after revenge for the suit that saw him lose money to R. Kelly or something even deeper, we can be sure he didn't envisage that by hunting down R. Kelly, he would have opened up a new chapter in which more successful Black Americans would be hunted. Whatever is currently happening to his close friend and business partner Diddy Combs has awakened a new scare in the lives of many successful Black people in this country who are generally feeling targeted, and Jay-Z is no exception. While whatever is happening is simply a ripple effect of what started off with the Cosbys and later R. Kelly, many have chosen to identify the witch hunters as Dream Hampton's team, and who knows, it could be Jay-Z's contributions to fueling the case against R. Kelly that are directing instant karma at him and his friends. The oppressor will not hesitate to take advantage of the wave created by the Surviving R. Kelly documentary production, and use the opportunity to crack down on every other Black billionaire for a takedown. When R. Kelly was bundled up, we saw many fellow Black American artists take to the media and talk negative about him, instead of standing with their own and realizing that his arrest could quickly have a ripple effect that would see all of them in jail and their children out of an inheritance. In fact, in one of our previous video releases, we speak about how R. Kelly's children have been deprived of their well-deserved wealth, and this given out to schemers and opportunists, a move that will mislead our young girls greatly to think that one can actually make a fortune through prostitution and tricking men into such spaces. For fellow Black artists to simply gossip then stand with R. Kelly, though, this was a big blow to him. Even those he worked with before and helped dearly instead dropped their collaborations with him, and others expressed regrets for having worked with him. Meanwhile, they were doing all this before Kelly even went to trial. In other words, they were prejudicing him as guilty even before trial. Chance the Rapper, Nick Cannon and several other high-profile artists said it was over with R. Kelly, but it wasn't. While some simply dropped his songs, many others like Chance the Rapper and John Legend decided to play God and do a lot of talking. It's however important that whoever invested their time in condemning the R&B king be careful, for when it's eventually their turn to be locked up, they may not even have a fighting chance. The recent raid on Jay-Z's big-time friend and business partner Diddy Combs' homes is yet another shocker in the music industry. Diddy Combs is accused of multiple crimes including trafficking, sexual abuse and rape. Diddy Combs, who is now 54, has strongly denied any allegations against him, and his attorneys have branded these lawsuits as money grab attempts to defraud him. Lawsuits against Diddy commenced in November of 2023 when his ex-wife and dancer Cassie alleged years of abuse by the renowned artist and record giant. This case was filed under the New York Adult Survivors Act just before it expired, which offered a one-year window for adult victims of sexual assault to come forward with civil claims regardless of the statutes of limitations. "I was trafficked, raped and beaten by Diddy Combs over a decade," Cassandra alleged in her civil suit. According to Cassie, she met with Diddy back in the year 2005 when she was only 19 and Diddy 37, and immediately the relationship started. The pattern of abuse also started. She adds that when she opted out trying to end the relationship in 2018, he forced himself onto her in their Los Angeles home and raped her. This is a woman who Diddy has actually given a 10-year record deal, meaning that the whole time she was with him, she was cashing in. Interestingly though, and to indicate that this was always about the money, the lawsuit ended a day after it was filed, and Cassandra herself declared that she had preferred to resolve the matter amicably, while Combs' attorneys maintained that this resolution was not in any way an admission of guilt, and that it didn't change his denial of the allegations. Cassandra's lawsuit, however, served as an igniter for even more lawsuits that have seen his two homes raided as Homeland Security sought to arrest the entertainment mogul. The most recent accusations are by producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who states that he was subjected to unwanted advances by associates of Diddy at his direction, and that he was also forced to engage in relations with a sex worker Combs had hired. While his allegations of being threatened and dragged by Diddy sound too gruesome to check out, the producer says he has both video and audio evidence of Combs, his staff and others engaging in what he termed as serious illegal activity, and he also identifies 50 Cent's ex-girlfriend and mother of his child as one of the sex workers. And hopefully this now explains the beef between 50 and Diddy. The lawsuit also alleges that Diddy regularly hosted sex trafficking parties, whatever that means, and that at these parties were plenty of underage women and illegal drugs. These were also allegedly attended by record label executives, who benefited financially and looked the other way, including the British royal Prince Harry. A neighbor of Combs' home, Ryan Mendelsohn, says he used to see parties at the home and women outside the gates until 6 a.m. in the morning, which he found quite unusual. "Whenever I drive by I see girls leaving and others coming in, but never thought anything of it." He adds that he did not know Combs actually lived there until the raid. The level of force and artillery that was used during the raids, however, remains something to talk about, considering there was no prior threat of gun violence, and all the Homeland Security had to do was conduct a warranted search, save for the few arrests made of Diddy's sons, which was wrong. The level of force employed has been interpreted as an effort to degrade the successful business mogul rather than render any sort of protection to the security operatives. And those who dig deeper have interpreted the entire operation as a crackdown on successful Black Americans, to ensure that they do not pass on their wealth to generations that come after them, which will empower the entire community. According to Darcy Leonard, "I am just imagining how many black men this government has put away who do not have the finances to defend self or to fight back in any way, like Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. We are a race in prison, and this needs to change. It's so sad." If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.